All right. England, Thomas Tuchel, new manager. Talk about a wild turn of events. We are diving straight into this breaking news from Sky Sports today. Can you believe this? A German manager at the helm of the Three Lions.
Yeah, wow, this was not on my bingo card.
Right. Definitely not what anyone expected, but that's what makes it so exciting, right? So we've got to ask, why Tuchel? Why now?
It's pretty clear that the FA felt like they needed a big shakeup. That loss to Greece in the Nations League really seemed to be a turning point.
Yeah, I mean, that was a shock for sure. England looked off their game completely.
Yeah, and I think that's when the alarm bells really started ringing for the FA. They knew something had to change, and they decided to make a bold move. Enter Thomas Tuchel.
And what a move it is. I mean, this is a manager who's been at the top of the game for years. Chelsea, PSG, Bayern Munich. He's worked with some of the biggest names in football.
Exactly. And it's not just that he's been at those big clubs, but he's had real success with them too. And maybe even more importantly, his tactical approach has evolved with each team, It's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
So you're saying he's adaptable?
Exactly. Like at Chelsea, he was all about possession football and being really solid defensively.
Yeah.
But then at PSG, it was all about attacking, high-octane, making the most of those incredible attacking players like Mbappe and Neymar.
Which, I mean, let's be honest, is a pretty fun way to play.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then at Bayern, he switched it up again, right?
Yeah.
High pressing, super intense, really playing to the strengths of someone like,
Harry Kane.
Exactly.
Okay, so now we're getting to the really interesting part. Because that Bayern connection, that's huge. We're talking about England here. Tuchel turned Kane into a goal machine during their time in Germany. Can he do it again with the Three Lions?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The article we've got here even highlights how much England struggled to score against Greece, and Kane missed that match because of an injury, right?
So, are they pinning all their hopes on Tuchel to work his magic again with Kane?
It seems like they're hoping for a little bit of that Bayern magic to rub off on England, yeah. But it's more than that, right? Because they also desperately need to find ways to score even when Kane isn't playing.
So it's like they're searching for the tactical Midas touch, hoping Tuchel can turn things around. But can his style really work on the international stage? I mean, we've seen England try to play a more attacking style, and it didn't exactly go to plan against Greece.
It's true, yeah. They looked really vulnerable at times, and that's the big question, isn't it? Can Tuchel find that balance? Can he bring that attacking flair without leaving England exposed at the back? It's a tough one, that's for sure. International football is a different game,
In what way?
Well, for one thing, you don't have the players all the time. It's not like club football, where you're working with them day in and day out.
Right. It's more like these short bursts of training, a couple of matches, and then everyone goes their separate ways.
Exactly. And it's not just that. You're also dealing with players from different clubs, all with their own egos, their own ways of doing things.
And then on top of all that, you've got the pressure of an entire nation on your shoulders.
It's a pressure cooker, for sure.
And speaking of pressure, we can't talk about Tuchel without mentioning his personality.
His reputation.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the article even touched on it a little bit, his history of, shall we say, disagreements with club management. Is that something England fans should be worried about?
Well, it's true that Tuchel's known for being very direct. He doesn't beat around the bush. He's got his methods, he believes in them, and he isn't afraid to stand his ground.
Which, to be fair, has served him pretty well so far.
It has. But it has also led to some, let's say, friction in the past.
So the question is, can he handle the heat? Can he handle the pressure cooker of English football?
Remember, this is England we're talking about, the birthplace of football. Every move a manager makes is scrutinized, analyzed, criticized. It comes with the territory.
And it's not like the FA shied away from that this time around, right? They said they wanted a big personality. They wanted someone who wouldn't be afraid of the spotlight.
It's true, yeah. And they've certainly got that with Tuchel. So I guess we'll have to wait and see if it's a recipe for success or disaster.
It's funny you should say that because it kind of reminds me of England's experience with other foreign managers in the past. Sven-Göran Eriksson, Fabio Capello. They were both big names, big personalities, but it didn't exactly go smoothly for either of them, did it?
Yeah, you're right. And the article actually makes that comparison. They talk about how Eriksson, he was really loved by the players,
A real players manager.
Exactly. But his tactical approach, it was maybe a little bit too cautious for some people's liking.
And then you have Capello, who was the complete opposite, the ultimate disciplinarian. tactically brilliant, but his communication style, let's just say it wasn't exactly his strong suit.
It created some division, that's for sure.
It's like they're trying to find this perfect balance.
The tactical genius of Capello with the man management skills of Eriksson.
And they think maybe Tuchel is the answer.
Maybe it's a high-stakes gamble, that's for sure. But then again, isn't that what makes it so interesting?
Oh, absolutely. And you know what else I find fascinating?
What's that?
Impact this could have on the players themselves. I mean, imagine being in that dressing room, right? You've got this new manager, this big personality coming in, someone who's won it all.
Must be a buzz in the air for sure.
It's a chance to learn from one of the best, to be a part of something completely new and potentially revolutionary.
The energy must be electric.
And let's not forget about Harry Kane. We were talking earlier about Tuchel turning him into a goal-scoring phenomenon at Bayern.
Right. Their partnership was incredible.
I mean, almost a goal every game. It's nuts.
All right.
Could this be what finally unlocks that kind of form for England on the international stage?
England fans can certainly dream, can't they?
Yeah.
But we got to remember, football's a team sport, right?
Yeah.
Even with a managerial genius like Tuchel, it all comes down to the team buying into his vision and then actually making it happen on the pitch.
It's about finding that sweet spot, yeah, where individual brilliance meets, like, true team cohesion.
Exactly. And that's where Tuchel's tactical skills will really be put to the test. Can he take these amazingly talented players and turn them into a force to be reckoned with? A real contender for titles.
It's almost like, I don't know if this works, but it's like he's been handed all these incredible chess pieces.
Oh, I like that.
And it's up to him to figure out how to play them, how to outmaneuver the competition.
That's a great analogy, yeah. And that's what's so exciting about all this is like that feeling of anticipation, like we're about to witness something really special.
Will Tuchel's time with England be a triumphant return to glory, or will it, go down in flames? I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Exactly. But no matter what, it's going to be one heck of a ride.
Absolutely. So there you have it, our deep dive into the news that has the whole football world buzzing. Thomas Tuchel, the new manager of England, will he be the one? Well, only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, this is a story you won't want to miss a single minute of, so stay tuned.